It's like this little dirty little bass line.
I don't fucking care. Can we move on to a new segment, please?
Welcome to Just Two Fans, a sports show about sports,
Obviously.
about life,
Because sports are life.
and about just whatever the hell we feel like talking about. So, let's go.
What is up, everybody?
What's up, y'all?
Welcome to Just Two Fans podcast. I'm Jay Friedlander. That is Eli Johnson. And joining us again this week is super producer Cameron. Say hi, Cameron.
Hi, Cameron.
Consummate professional.
Attaboy. Say hi, chat. If you're joining in the chat on the live stream, say hi. We want to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us to talk college football and maybe some other things like Formula One. What, Cameron? Why don't you just hit us right off the bat with trackside with Cam?
I need to get that sound back.
I gotta take it back. I gotta keep the tradition alive because Chris always does that when we talk Formula One.
Yeah. So Formula One's coming back after a couple weeks of a little break. It's kind of like their fall break as opposed to the summer one. And we're in Texas, baby.
What else is in Texas?
USGP. Well, everything's bigger in Texas. So there's a lot of things, and they're bigger. This weekend, though, not to overshadow F1, but if anything, to just impress upon the people of Texas, the southern states, and North America as a whole, there is one of the most anticipated football games of the weekend happening in Austin, with Georgia venturing west to play Texas. So
The Falcons versus the Cowboys?
there you go. You got it. The Cowboys will lose by 46. So
Again.
you can go right to the sprint race. You don't have to worry about it. So, you start with free practice in 2 days, 14 hours, 15 minutes, and 51 seconds, straight into a sprint shootout, sprint race on Saturday, qualifying, and then a race on Sunday. Somewhere in there's a little bit of football happening. The city's going to be a madhouse. Texas is weird anyways. Add a couple 100,000 fans of two very different sports, but equally the same fan base in a lot of times. You tell me I can be outside and I can drink beer and watch fast cars right after watching, 19 to 25-year-olds on some teams hit each other all day. I'm there. I mean, I won't be there because, we ain't got it like that. We need more followers for that. So get to it, chat. We'll start showing up stuff. So we got that going on. Not a lot of big stories right now going into the weekend. We covered Haas and Toyota last week. So just FP1, we'll know what that landscape looks like. But in other motorsports as well, NASCAR just had their race on the Charlotte Motor Speedway road course. They are deep in playoffs. Kyle Larson won his 6th race of the season. He's ahead by, I think, 30 points going into this round of playoffs. And we've got 4 more races left in the NASCAR season. What's interesting about playoffs, if you don't know, is the last 10 races, the top 16 going into that are in playoffs. But the entire field, the other 31, 33 cars are still racing. So every 3 races, they knock out the bottom 4. So now we're in the round of 8 for the next 3 races. Got to be in the top 4, and then it all culminates in the final race of the season, still with all the cars out there racing. And you don't have to win the race to win playoffs. You just got to be the top of those 4 in playoffs. So you
just get somebody, you pay off somebody to start wrecking people.
See, normally, yes, but the top 4 cars are all from Hendricks Motorsports. So not quite yet. Eventually we'll get to that point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you don't Hendricks is in a good spot. The races are getting a little interesting. Next race is on Sunday. It is, I think it is during the F1 race, or just after, in Las Vegas. So, great weekend of sports, great weekend of motorsports.
Not as good as this weekend, though.
No, that's this weekend. That's
Wait, I
that's
thought
the
you said the
lineup.
weekend after Vegas.
No. This weekend for NASCAR is in Vegas
Oh,
on the 20th.
I misunderstood.
I understand how you got there. So yeah,
You
that's
started
what
talking about NASCAR. My eyes glazed over.
I saw it. You just kind of like your mouth hung open, little drool. You're like, all right, when are we getting back to something else?
Yeah, literally any other thing that
I tried to make it exciting, and I could see you guys like, there's playoffs, but they're in cars. You lost me. I'm totally gone.
I'm gone. I'm out.
Playoffs, and it's 10 whole races, but everyone, yeah, I'm gone. So that's kind of what's going on with racing. But the biggest takeaway from this is F1 and college football in Austin on the same weekend. There's a race of some form on the same day as the game, and then a race on Sunday. Going to be a fun weekend for Austin.
I don't know how I'm going to keep up with that, to be honest with you. I got a lot of TVs, but I don't know.
Yeah, dude, you got like a ton of TVs. You'll be fine. You'll figure it out.
F1's going to be on the iPad. Let's be real.
Well, Kate's getting a tattoo Saturday, so I'm on dad duty. So
they make NyQuil for a reason, Jamie.
They make what?
NyQuil for a reason.
Just, do like what that teacher did, and just give them those little Z patches on their arms.
Yeah, dude.
Go night night.
Go night night, kids.
Go night night, kids. It's a special sticker. You've been a good kiddo. Here's a sticker.
It's 2024. My kids might just like earn back their tablets that they've had taken away.
Who knew? Yeah. Who could see it coming?
Oh no, they did such a good job. Here are your tablets back.
Okay, they were real good right when you left.
Really good.
Yep. Dad duty, always throwing curveballs from Captain Chaos. Yeah, Chris was supposed to be on the show tonight, which is a nice segue because my next little segment that I had was an NBA preview with Chris, but he's not here, and we don't care about the NBA. So,
sure.
But listen to the 1977 podcast.
Yeah, do that. If you want your NBA preview, listen to the 1977 podcast with Chris. It's nice and short, unlike this show.
It is 19 minutes and 77 seconds long.
So it is 20 minutes and 17 seconds long?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't ask that last week. After the show, I was like, wait, carry the one. No, that's longer than a minute in seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't clarify this.
Yeah.
Yep. So go do that if you want your basketball fix, because you're not going to get much of it here.
No, sir.
Yep. Cool.
All I know is that the Blazers are going to tank for Cooper Flag. That's
Sweet.
all I know.
Nuggets are going to win the title. So that's it.
Okay.
That's where we are. The NFL is not college football. Therefore, it sucks and it's not worth talking about. So let's get into some college football. Right? Yeah. Yes. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about college football.
I am cracking open some NA beers from the weekend that was in college football because, woo, buddy. Obviously, we are going to get into the Oregon-Ohio State game heavily.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do that last because I have a feeling we're all going to have some takes from this game. So let's talk about some of the other games that happened last week. You remember a couple weeks ago where I said, like, we're going to get into conference play and our picks are going to start getting a little wonky? That's starting to happen.
It happened.
This season is starting to feel a little bit like 2007.
A lot of it like 2007.
Like, there's just fucking craziness happening all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, it's like
it's open season.
I was sitting there. Football. I was trying to make these picks in the spreadsheet. And I was like, I have no idea any of these teams can lose.
100%. Literally any team on anywhere can lose right now.
Mm-hmm.
The only team that hasn't looked like they can lose is Texas, but they haven't played the likes of Georgia and Bama.
Yeah. They've showed spots of weakness. It's just not against good teams.
It's very reminiscent of what we were saying about Ohio State last week, right? Like, they've looked great and unbeatable. And if you talk to casual fan or even not casual fan, but an Ohio State homer, they're like, Ohio State's looked unbelievable. And Oregon's looked beatable against Idaho and Boise State. This is going to be a blowout. And it's like, that's just not how college football works, dude. Been watching this sport for way too fucking long for that to be true.
Yep.
So again, we'll get into Oregon, Ohio State. We have lots of things to talk about with that. We were recording on Friday when Utah was blowing it against Arizona State and killing my best bet before we even finished recording. So that happened.
Well, now Cam Rising's out indefinitely again. They're talking about a medical red shirt on him again. He's going to be 35 playing in college football, man.
He needs to just resign himself to his grocery bagging career.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Just go the Kurt Warner route, man. Go grocery bag, go do some bagging, and then maybe hit the CFL a little bit. See what happens. Maybe make a comeback into the Rams,
Yep.
How fun would that be, though, if it's like Kurt Warner again?
Just like the exact story. Then I'm going to call the whole thing rigged. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, okay, you guys are just... It's like...
Did you ever watch the Kurt Warner movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Garbo.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Total Garbo.
He took what could have been a good story as a sports movie and just took it out back like Old Yeller and shot it in the head.
Really bad.
He just made it like super corny and like,
oh, it's so bad.
Ugh. Anyways.
So bad. All right, let's get into the Big Ten. Northwestern at Maryland. This game was done before we were all done podcasting, and we were all 0-1 before we were done podcasting on Friday. This is why we don't record on Fridays. Zachary Levi is Garbo. Yes, he sucked. He doesn't know how to throw football. So that happened. Penn State at USC. This game was wild. USC jumped out to a 10-point lead 14-point lead at halftime. Penn State comes roaring back, forces overtime. USC gets hosed by a couple no-call PIs. Like, there's going to be a theme here, and reffing in college football is a problem.
Yeah, it took a hit this weekend.
It is a problem.
Also, here's the thing. Like, I can't really blame them that much because rules are so ill-defined at this point.
Well, and each league...
there's some that are like, you got to make that fucking
This
call.
is the problem, I think. This is the biggest issue. Each league is in charge of their officials, so they all have different standards for what is pass interference and what the fuck are we doing here? This is the second biggest sport in the country. How do we not have just universal refs that are for whatever? Well, and the NCAA just can't do anything fucking right.
Well, yeah, but honestly, how hasn't the NCAA done it yet?
Because it's the NCAA, dude. They don't do anything right.
Yeah, but offer them more power. They should have jumped at this 20 years ago. You can be in charge.
This isn't the power they wanted. This isn't the power they wanted. No,
they care about money.
Money.
Well, now they're not getting it, so now they're gonna have to figure out a way.
And this would have cost them money, right?
Yeah,
but it would have cost them money, and it's something they have to oversee. They don't want to do that. They just want to sit back and collect their checks. Mark Emmert's a fucking dickbag, by the way. We haven't said that in a while.
Is this his last year?
Oh, he's been out since I think he resigned in 2021.
Was it that? Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, he resigned a while ago.
I remember he resigned, but I knew there was a couple of years of him still.
Yeah,
he's I resigned at the end of whatever.
Yeah, I
think at the end of ago. Was it?
No, it was 2023.
Last year?
Okay, so at the end of last season,
March of last year. He was the president for 13 years.
Jesus fuck, dude. The worst 13 years in college football history. Not the worst. College football was great, but the NCAA just went to shambles.
Oof.
Yeah.
Anyway, USC got hosed by some non-PI calls. Penn State wins in overtime, breaks the curse in the Big Ten. Not breaks it because somebody had won, but breaks the trend of Big Ten teams losing when they have to travel across 2 time zones.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Can I tell you, I was watching that game and I was just when they went into overtime, I was like, I'm going to nail this one. I'm going to nail it. They're going to win by 3. I'm nailing this one.
Yep, you did.
With the USC cover at 3.5 or 4, took the risk.
Yeah, I had USC winning, so at least I won the spread.
Yeah.
But they also should have won that game. But USC is just showing us this season that either that they just can't close games. They almost lost to Wisconsin in the fourth quarter. They just the physicality of the Big Ten's too much.
Well, it's a Lincoln Riley special, man. Like when he was at Oklahoma, 100%. It was the same thing. They would always let teams back in.
Well, and I think the defense is showing right. I think they got the starters right, but the 2 deep, they're just struggling now that they get into Big Ten play and are really playing smash mouth football.
Yeah,
it's coming back to bite them. Purdue at Illinois. This is not what we wanted to see as Duck fans. First of all, not what we wanted to see as me, because I'm going to get slapped. Mm-hmm. Second of all, Purdue with a fourth quarter comeback attempt with a true freshman quarterback
against Ryan Brown defense.
Ryan Brown had a day.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a dual threat guy, which has given Oregon fits in the past. This is not what we needed to see. But maybe it is what we need to see. It's a wake-up call. The team can look at this and say, this isn't one that we can, sleep past.
Well, and here's the thing is the good news is we got film on him. One thing that always it seems to happen with especially these mobile quarterbacks, these hyper talented guys who may not be using they're not progressing through their reads necessarily, but they are they come out and the other team has no idea, no scouting report on this guy. They just don't know what to do, and the guy lights him up because he
Noah Fifita.
And if there is a staff in the country that can make a 1-week adjustment to a new quarterback, it's the Oregon one.
Yeah. But this game shocked. When you looked at the scoreboard, I wasn't watching this game at all. But when I saw the score, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Oh no.
But yeah, Illinois wins, moves on. Iowa destroys Washington. This was a beatdown.
That was so nice.
It was wonderful.
I was watching it just on cruise control, just hell yeah. Pump it straight into these veins, dude.
So good. The start to an epic day. Jedd Fisch, I don't know. Have you guys seen interviews with him this season?
He has no personality.
He has there is no aura with that guy at all. If I'm a recruit and I'm talking to him, you are like a dead fish, dude. No chance.
It's in his name.
Like I said.
He's 1 letter off from dead fish.
I'm glad you caught that. He is a dead
1
fish.
letter.
He's a wet blanket, dude. Johnson goes to Rutgers and just beats the shit out of them.
Mm-hmm. Just crushes them.
42-7, and it really wasn't even that close.
Yeah.
Rutgers couldn't do anything in this game. So that was that. And then Minnesota goes into Los Angeles and beats UCLA in the Rose Bowl. UCLA is bad.
Yeah, I mean, they're not good. Minnesota is an okay team, I guess. I don't know.
That's a team. If you're halfway decent, you win at home.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, of course, the Rose Bowl is notoriously not home field advantage either. So
that's a long ass travel day, though. We've seen Big Ten teams struggle with the long travel, and that should be an advantage for the West Coast teams, and it was not for UCLA. So
I mean, it might have been. They only lost by 4.
That's true. They should have probably lost by more. You're right.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Kansas State at Colorado. This is the game Cameron and I were at. Colorado had no business winning this game. However, they should have won this game. That kind of sums up how this game was. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more to take away. They're just.
I mean, the reason they had no business winning this game, first of all, their O-line sucks, but we knew that. Okay.
Terrible.
So Shedeur overcame that. Shedeur was 34 of 40 for 388 yards and 3 touchdowns. All right. That is an epic fucking day, especially with how bad that O-line is. They, by the second half, by halfway through the second quarter, Colorado is missing 3 of their top 6 receivers, including Travis Hunter and Jimmy Horn.
Dude,
which are probably the top 2.
This game was so injured. Like Colorado was injured for sure. Kansas State constantly had guys being taken off the field as well. Like this game was just like I was like, this is a war of attrition.
Yeah.
Like this is like whoever can survive this game can win this game. Because it was just like I mean, I think in maybe it was the third quarter. It was like 5 plays in a row. Kansas State had an offensive lineman out. Right. I was just like, Jesus.
Defense, yeah. It was crazy.
It was like, I was just like, my God, man. It was just like, it was such war of attrition that whole time.
It was crazy. It was back and forth. It was exciting. We had
it's a good game.
An interception. Colorado almost had a comeback, blown no call PI on 4th down. Unreal how that's not. Ref had his fucking hand on the flag. That's pass interference all day.
Yeah, I mean, yes. However, the easy way for that not to come into play is 4th and 5. You get the first down when you've got 1:15 left. Like I know he loves those plays, and I don't like he throws those balls all the time and gets it, but like the check down would have been the smarter. And I know he doesn't like he wants to go for it, and I get it. I absolutely get it.
The check down wasn't there.
I also, I don't think that's as egregious of a no call as a lot of them. Like when you watch it, like there's one angle when I was watching it, I was like, absolutely, 100. That's definition. And then you watch the other angle where the ref was right, and it's like he is looking back at the ball and he like trips and starts falling into somebody, which is incidental contact. And like he also doesn't hit him that much.
So that there was 2 like that. The one that you're talking about absolutely was incidental contact. The one late in the 4th from our angle looked like he just ran through him.
No, I'm talking about the one that's like been all over Twitter because people are arguing it everywhere. But like, I would probably call it, but like, I don't think it's like super egregious. Myself watching it from that angle
through the receiver.
I mean, his head was turned, right? He did what you're taught to do.
Just because you turn your head around doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Straight up impeded
and also,
the receiver's
like, if you look
path
at the other
to the
side,
ball.
it's like he's not really in him. Like it's like it looks worse from one angle than it does the other.
That's fine. It's still pass interference. Like there's just no 2 ways about it. He ran through the receiver. I don't care if his head's turned around. I get that that's like the first thing that you have to do. You still just can't run through the receiver. It's not like a full-blown tackle, right? Like I'm not going to say it's like clear cut. This is 1000%. The ref throws it every time, but that is pass interference. And there's just no 2 ways about it. It is pass interference. Now, to Cameron's point, is that the play call for that situation? No. Colorado started this. The first half play calling was fucking terrible, except for their 1 scoring drive. Okay, so it shouldn't have come to that. But it was pass interference. And for you to not throw a flag at that point in the game is insane to me. It's crazy. It's crazy. There's just, anyway, it shouldn't have come to that. Colorado had many different points in this game, had plenty of opportunities to win. I'm not blaming the ref for the loss, but that was pass interference. Now, one person that I do blame for this loss, Shiloh Sanders played by far his worst game that I have ever seen.
Now, I will say he took ownership of that in his interview.
He did, and I was going to get there.
Okay.
I was going to get there. But that's the worst single game that I've seen played by maybe a safety ever. It was atrocious how bad he was.
So I was thinking about that because I was watching the same thing. I was watching him and he was consistently behind the play. He missed 1,000 tackles. But I was like, okay, like I remember him being good like when he played earlier, but then I was kind of thinking, I was like, I mean, outside of like making some big plays, he was also not great then, and the defense got markedly better after he was injured.
That was my next point.
Yeah, I think
That
he's
was
a
my next
liability.
point. Carter Stoutmire is a better safety.
Absolutely.
And Shiloh shouldn't be playing. Now, that's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
But Shiloh wasn't a total liability on Saturday before. On Saturday, he was an absolute liability on the field. He belonged nowhere out there. And if Dion should have pulled him.
Absolutely.
After the first couple drives, because it was clear that he just was not ready to be playing football on Saturday.
Like, I mean, he didn't even try to wrap up once.
No. And I get it. You have a broken wrist. So there's some but he wasn't ready to play.
Then you don't play. Yeah. If
right.
You can't,
he
if
should,
you don't wrap up,
he was a liability.
Yeah. I mean, he's a lot
up.
of the reason Colorado got absolutely gashed on the run.
Yeah.
And he's, your safety is your run backup. And
he got torched.
Completely absent. And so like Colorado got, because I was looking at the game and I was like, yeah, it was a really fun game to watch. And like, I was like, but Avery Johnson didn't blow my doors off. But like the run game, Colorado couldn't do a damn thing
in the first half. In the second half, they tightened it up. They figured it out. They had some schemes with their backers that was better. They started playing some zone. It was fine. But if any of like three different things happen, Colorado wins this game. If Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, and Omarion Miller don't go out, any one of those three probably, Colorado wins this game. Especially Travis. If Travis is in this game, they win, period. Because there's no way Kansas State has that touchdown drive at the end if Travis Hunter's playing. Because they attacked both sides of the field. They had to. And there's no way they can do that with Travis Hunter on the field.
Also, if your corner's going to commit a PI, make sure the guy doesn't catch the fucking ball.
Yeah, you fucking tackle him.
If you're going to get in there and get the flag, don't let him
tackle him.
Because that's the beauty of college football. Like
15 yards.
It's 15 yards. It's not he shakes you off and gets the touchdown.
Yeah.
Like we watched that. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You got beat and committed PI, and he got 7 or 6.
He was the other starting corner, so he would have been in with Travis. So that sucks. But Colorado just had everything going against him on Saturday, and Shedeur still almost put him on his fucking back and led him to a win. That's how good Shedeur fucking Sanders is.
Yeah. Without Shedeur Sanders, this team doesn't win a game. I'll say it.
It's probably true.
Yeah. I don't think they win a game. I don't think there's another quarterback, at least 100% on this roster right now, that could handle the pressure that Shedeur is under in every single game. They beat down UCF, right? But that Shedeur was Superman in that game. This is praise for Shedeur. I don't think I think they are 0-6 at 6, right? 0-6 at this point.
Yeah,
I think they're 0-6 without Shedeur. Travis Hunter, best player in college football still, but it's less impactful of a position.
You can't do that with
there'd be no quarterback passing to it.
It's dependent and you can lock down one side of the field, but you still have another
you have no score support.
So. Without Shedeur Sanders, this team doesn't have a win.
Yeah, I could buy that.
Yeah, for sure.
So. Now I did hear an interview this weekend with the O-line coach, and I think the prospects are good, and they got some young guys getting experience. So I think the future is okay. This team's obviously going to take a step back next year with Shedeur and Travis out, and we'll get into that when we do our previews next year. But Shedeur is him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Colorado, like I said, Colorado had no business winning this game, but they should have won the game, and that's my synopsis.
So there was something that was, I was kind of a probably niche Twitter when it happened, and I want to get your guys' take on it. Shedeur threw a touchdown. I think it was their second touchdown of the game. Shedeur throws the touchdown. everybody's celebrating with I can't remember who it was, Omari Miller probably because he was having a monster game. And Shedeur runs past them and then runs to the right and just keeps running and like celebrating himself, like doing the watch thing and all that. How do you guys feel about that? I was like, I mean, that would, if I was the coach, that would probably bug me a little more. Like, celebrate with your teammates, my guy. But
he probably celebrated with them on the sideline. Again, I've heard, like, I hear plenty of stuff from and it's the Colorado guys, so you can take it for a grain of salt, but these are also the radio guys that really call them out for their shit when they play bad. Like, these guys don't really pull punches, and they swear up and down week in and week out that Shedeur's the most team guy that you can have. Like, he is all about it. I don't buy any of the Shedeur hate, really, any of it.
I'm not saying that's like the Shedeur hate. I was just like, saw it and I was like, if I was coaching him, I'd be like, I don't like that. Right. Like,
I get it. I don't like it either. Right. Like, I'm a celebrate with your team guy. But
well, it's also like, it was like a really medium pass, like a really easy, it was like a easy wide open pass to make. And Omari Miller made the play. It's like, go celebrate the person who made the play. Like you were the,
no, I get it.
On.
Yep. I get that. But really, like, that.
There were some people who were like so mad about it. And I was like,
of course they were.
Look, like, don't like it, but like, I'm not going to hate the kid for doing it.
Yeah. Right? Everybody relax. That's crazy town.
Yep.
But that was that one. Utah at Arizona State. We talked about that one. Arizona State, man. The Fighting Dillies are doing something special right now.
Yeah, man. I love what he's building out there in the desert. Utah obviously is not what we would think they would have been with Cam Rising. Because this is like, I mean, we all know it. With Cam Rising, this is an entirely different team.
With a healthy Cam Rising.
This is an entirely different team. He's out probably for the whole season. I'm writing off Utah now. They're like,
oh yeah, they're done.
They're done. They're not even going to be competing for the title, right? They still have a really good defense and they got some good players, but without Cam Rising, the team doesn't gel.
Even their defense, like, this is not the Utah defense of 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, even the defense has weaknesses. So yeah, Utah is toast. Arizona at BYU, man, Kalani Sitake has these Cougars rolling.
Yeah, man, it's funny because like they really had some like bumps in the road offensively, right? Like, they've been pretty bad offensively in a lot of ways throughout the season so far.
Yep.
They found something.
They found something,
man. That Kansas State game, which was pretty abysmal on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know if that just gave them the spark they needed, but ever since then, they've been awesome.
Yep.
Offensively.
Yep. Quarterback plays still meant like it's nothing world beating, right? But I think they found the formula that works for them. I think is where we're at there. Iowa State continues to roll. They're just sneaking up in the rankings, staying undefeated. Beat West Virginia by 12 on Saturday, 28-16. Watch out for Iowa State coming down the line.
Yeah.
Because they're just playing really sound, good football.
They remind me a lot of like what we expect the Utah team to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Just solid, just like super disciplined, really good football. It's not like flashy. It's not going to blow your doors off, but they're just going to get it done.
Yep. On to some SEC games. South Carolina at Alabama. Man, Alabama should have lost this game.
I was really hoping. Oh man, I really wanted DeBoer to lose 2 in a row.
2 in a row? He should have.
Yeah.
He should have. He should have lost this game.
Absolutely.
South Carolina choked this one away.
As is South Carolina.
With Beamer ball, man. That's how it goes.
Beamer ball do that.
Beamer ball be like that. Bama fans are not having it right now. Kalen DeBoer. Oh,
Dude, this is like
legitimate question. I have a legitimate question. If they lose, let's call it 3 games this year, because I think that's very possible with how they're playing right now. Their next 3 games are losable, so they may lose the next 3. But let's just say they finish 9-3. Are Bama fans going to take it?
I think they have to. You're not getting rid of a coach after 1 season.
I don't know, man.
They would owe him like $80 million.
Shit's different down there.
That's fair. But geez, like they're not going to be having it. One thing that they have unrealistic expectations.
1000%. That is
right. Like
unbelievably true.
You cannot, like, this is why I was saying when the job was open, like, I would never take that job.
No.
If I had all the confidence in the world, I'm like, I think I'm the best coach in the world. I'm not taking that job because that is a no-win situation.
You want to be the guy taking that job after the guy that takes that job.
Yep. You want to be the savior of that. You want to be the Mario Cristobal after the Willie Taggart. That's what you want to be.
Like if DeBoer goes with 3 or 4, 8 or 9 win seasons, you want to be that next guy.
Yeah.
There's no way he's lasting 3 or 4, 8 or 9 win seasons.
Do you see how they?
I mean, then you definitely want to be the next guy.
Did you see that he started wearing collared shirts?
Yeah, he was showing his whole neck. Like, how do you do that? Show your whole neck on a Saturday. You can't do that.
When did he wear a collared shirt? He didn't on Saturday. He wore a hoodie.
Yeah, he wore one of those hoodie t-shirts.
Well, he wore a collared shirt to his press conference.
Ooh, big man.
Was it tongue in cheek, or do you think he's actually going to start wearing it?
I had no idea, dude.
If it was me, it would be tongue in cheek, but
yeah.
He started wearing it. For those listening, Alabama fans are getting all over Kalen DeBoer because he wore a Schmedium shirt against Vanderbilt, and then he wore a t-shirt hoodie. It's not. Like, it is a t-shirt.
It looks like a normal. It's just a
he wore a normal t-shirt, but that's what they were saying online.
It's actually fairly loose fitting.
It looked fine. It was a fucking t-shirt.
Got the best fitting Nike shirt that they make.
And then he wore one of the t-shirt hoodie thing on Saturday against South Carolina, and Bama fans are losing their fucking minds.
Yeah, apparently he wore, like, his conference the next day, the press conference the next day, he wore a collared shirt. I can't find it right now, but yeah.
Insane. I love it. But Bama should have lost. They didn't.
Unfortunate.
Texas at Oklahoma, Red River rivalry turned into a bloodbath.
Yeah, not surprised.
No. I should have kept this as my best bet. That's what I get for changing.
Yeah, Texas is really, really good. Oklahoma is not really, really good. So not surprised at all. I even think I said it last week that this is Texas big.
Yep. Yep, and it was. It was Texas big. Georgia escapes a scary one against the worst team in the SEC, Mississippi State.
Any team can lose. Any given Saturday, boys.
Dude.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did you see the video of Kirby Smart absolutely bodying? What?
No.
I lost
Jamie. Right here.
He's right here.
I'm right here.
Oh, that was weird.
Baby.
I lost you for like a hot second.
I've been here the whole time. Did you see the video of Kirby Smart absolutely bodying the Mississippi State wide receiver?
Yeah, he should be suspended for that.
Why the fuck? Why does this guy just get a fucking unlimited leash? Why? I don't fucking
Best
understand.
Coach in college football right now.
If Dan Lanning did that, people would be calling for his fucking head on a stake.
Yeah, it's because it's the SEC, dude. It just means more.
I don't get it. First of all, that program is fucking riddled with arrests and criminal activity right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes and pulls that shit in a game.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing? And the ref was right there. At least throw a flag. Yeah. Something.
I just, yeah.
It's unacceptable behavior. And I get it. Like, I heard on the radio today, they were talking about how, and it was Rick Neuheisel was talking about it. They heard Kirby Smart's explanation of it, and he's like, I honestly didn't even see what I was doing. He was running to talk to the OC because it was a hurry-up situation. He was on a mission, just had to and Rick was like, I get what he's saying, and I believe him, but like you can't just do that. Anyway,
the context is really irrelevant in that situation.
It is. It's do better, but the SEC doesn't give a fuck. So I guess that's that.
They suspended a guy for a half after curb stomping a dude.
Yeah,
on video.
A quarter. Like, it was a quarter.
I thought it was a half.
Quarter. It was a quarter.
Like, let's not get it twisted. The SEC could not care about anyone that like all they care about people. Football games.
Yeah,
they don't care about people. They don't give one shit about like the actual players. They don't give a shit about the fans. All they care about is the win. And if they win, that like means to an end. They are the Slytherin of college football. All they care about is the win.
100%. Ole Miss at LSU. LSU takes care of business at home in overtime. And don't look now, but LSU is your leader in the SEC West.
They definitely have a backdoor into the playoffs here, which drives me fucking insane.
Yeah.
Because I believe their schedule gets markedly easier, right? Am I remembering that
They
wrong?
still have to play Alabama and Texas A&M.
Okay, well, A&M, we don't know. We really don't know what A&M is at this point.
Or which one of them is going to show up.
Yeah. Alabama will be a tough game. So that'll be the litmus test for sure.
Yep. But yeah, don't look now. LSU, after that opening loss to USC, all of a sudden looking pretty strong. On to the ACC. Pitt escapes.
Drummer Duck says there is no SEC West. He also says, and A&M is looking pretty good. They looked pretty good for 1 week. I mean, they've looked bad too. Like I don't know, man. There's like they're hit and miss. We don't know what they are. Yeah,
it's college football. Every team, every single one. Who knows? Cal goes to Pitt, almost pulls it off, but Pitt comes away with the win at the end, 17-15.
Man, Cal is just right there.
Yeah, they're gonna break through at some point,
or not.
Or they'll just stay at this point forever.
Yep, I think that's more likely. This has been Cal for like 10 years.
True.
Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, but they've like for the past 10 years, they've been like right there or just completely off, and it's all been within 3 weeks.
Yeah. I feel like this reminds me a lot of the 2015 season for Colorado, where like the record's not showing it, but they are markedly better. Right? Like I think even last year, like they get blown out in a couple of these games that they are competing in, and probably should be winning, right? Like they're just kind of shooting themselves in the foot, and they can't. The Cal curse of just not being able to get in the end zone. Justin Wilcox got to figure that out, man. Yeah, he's got to figure out red zone play calling because it is bad. But yeah, like I feel like they're like right there. Like they're on the precipice of something good. They need to keep the momentum still going into next season. But like I feel like they're just right on the edge of being a really good team.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost their 3 ACC games by a combined 8 points.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like last year or that 2015 Colorado squad where we're like, they're way better. They still only won like 2 or 3 games. But they're they won 2 way better. And that was the laugh at us.
That was the year that after the last game they went 2-10, and I said, "Watch, this team's going 10-2 next year."
Yep.
What'd they do?
What did they do? They went 10-2.
People laughed
the whole damn thing.
Yep.
Whole damn thing.
Let's see, what else did we have on here? Washington State at Fresno State. The Cougs come away with the win, 25-17. Good for them. Oregon State at Nevada.
Yikers,
Yikers, man.
We all got blanked on that one. Blanked.
Did you
Beavs lose
see
by
the
5.
shade that the Nevada head coach was throwing at Oregon State?
Yep.
Like, fuck that guy, dude.
Yeah.
What he said, and of course I'm gonna
The
be able
Pac-Who.
to find it. Yeah, Pac-Who. Like, get out of here. You're Nevada, dog. Like, you coach at Nevada.
To be fair, I just devil's advocate here. This is exactly the whining that the Beavers were doing last year when everybody was poaching their teams, and now Oregon State's the one poaching the Mountain West teams.
Yeah.
So, just a little taste of your own medicine
Yeah.
there, you whiny little beef bitches.
Little taste of your own medicine, but it's also annoying when
It's annoying. Don't get me wrong. It's
dude.
annoying by both of them, but
You
Beaver
lost to
fans
San
whining,
Jose State, my
but
guy.
Beaver fans whining about it, like, guys,
Yeah.
here's a
You
mirror.
got blinked
Now shut
by
the fuck up.
Minnesota. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, you're not that cool. All
Yeah,
right.
agreed. San Jose State at Colorado State. The Rammies come away with a win. Good for us, bad for Chris. And then Boise State at Hawaii, 28-7, but really it was done in the first 5 minutes.
Dude, it's amazing. Ashton Genty, again, continues to be maybe the best running back I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
He is an absolute menace, dude. The way he just like chills in the backfield and then stiff arms a 350-pound linebacker, like, or lineman for another 57-yard break. I can't. The dude is just unfucking. He had like 180 yards in the first half, and then they're like, "All right, sit down, bud," and then he still got 200 yards.
Yeah, he's crazy,
just insane, dude.
Go Bows. Yeah, rough for the Bows. Rough day for the Bows.
I mean, what can you do?
Nothing.
Like,
nobody in the Mountain West is going to stop him.
Well, like, Oregon didn't stop him. Or like, honestly, I am very thankful for Ashton Genty right now because he made people underestimate Oregon's rushing defense. Because everyone's like, well, look what they gave up to Ashton Genty. Like, he did so much, blah blah blah.
We'll get there.
But like, they were like, everyone's like freaking out about Oregon's rush defense because Ashton Genty did it. Turns out Ashton Genty's just a fucking freak of nature.
He is a unit.
So good.
Speaking of Oregon
State, I love Ashton Genty.
Yeah, agreed. Speaking of Oregon and that unit of a defense, what a fucking football game.
Jesus Christ.
Really quickly, before we get too far into it, I just got to bring it up that Eli took his medicine well, and he's going to take a little bit more because he did pick Ohio State on our spreadsheet, but he pointed out why, and I applaud you for that.
No. Okay, so let me tell you. So I don't remember if you remember. I was struggling getting the words out on why I picked Ohio State. I said a couple times, you want to know why I really picked it? You want to know why I really picked it? Here's the real reason I picked Ohio State to win this game. It is because in the career of this podcast, I have picked against Oregon one other time. Guess what game that was? At Ohio State. This was Eli finessing the gods of college football and picking Ohio State because I was like, if I pick Oregon, they're gonna lose. I was like, I'm picking Ohio State. I'm jujuing this one, man. And here's the thing. I'll take that. I'll take that hit every day.
So
man.
you forever, at least until the results go a different way. If Oregon's playing Ohio State, you're picking Ohio State.
100%.
That's just happening.
No, it's literally I am 2 for 2 right now.
Yep. So this game, fucking bonkers, man. And here's the deal with this, right? We're gonna get into the game, but everybody's talking about how that offensive pass interference and Will Howard being a fucking idiot and sliding with 1 second on the clock is what sealed this game. That's absolutely just not true.
It's what sealed the game.
It's what sealed the game, but that wasn't the difference in the game.
It wasn't. If like we talked about this over our text. If we want to talk about the difference makers in a game, Oregon still comes out on top.
Yep. That's where I was going to go. Oregon left points on the board. They left 5 points on the board in special teams alone.
Yeah.
And the refs didn't hand Ohio State a touchdown, but the inability to review that very clear interception that led to a touchdown led to 7 points on the board for them.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't
Which
be
was
there.
like legitimately a clear interception.
It was an interception. There's no, if you look at that replay, it's not wishy-washy. It's a pick.
No, it is a pick.
So that's 7 points plus the 5 points that special teams left on the board. I mean, right there, you're talking about 12 points that Oregon has, in addition to the 1 point they won by. This is a 13-point game. Now, you could say if Ohio State doesn't get that 7, then they don't do the onside kick. Okay. But that takes 3 points off the board, which is, I think, all Oregon got on that. So still 10 more points. Like Oregon, this game, Oregon was the better football team on Saturday.
I fully agree with that.
Yeah.
I think Oregon played a better game. Obviously, Will Howard was an idiot at the end of the game. That is a truth fact. That was dumb. And Ohio State fans should be upset with that. Right? Like I would be fucking livid if Dylan Gabriel did that.
Yep.
Can I tell you something? I was maybe the least stressed I've been about a close Oregon game in years. And the reason is I was still freaking out. Don't get me wrong. I was still freaking out. But the entire time I was sitting there going like, Oregon's proven what they needed to prove in this game. Right? Like at this point, if Oregon still loses this game on a last-second field goal to Ohio State, they have proven what they needed to prove.
I said those exact words to Cameron in the stands at Folsom Field as we were both watching on our phones.
Yep.
I said, I've seen what I need to see.
Yep.
After I said, I told you we're going to lose by fucking 2 points because of those 2 extra points.
Captain Chaos says it sucks that play is what he'll be remembered for because Howard was played insanely good in this game.
He played a phenomenal football game.
Yeah. He might have been the best player on the field that game for the most part.
Like I think Dylan Gabriel was the best player on the field, but those two did what they both needed to do that game.
They were lights out. The quarterbacks were lights out in this game.
Yep.
I think the MVP of this game was just play calling. I was like fully in awe of these two play callers, and like obviously we have a soft spot in our heart for both these play callers, right? Will Stein being the current OC, Chip Kelly being a former OC. But the creativity I saw on the field in play calling was nothing short of a masterpiece.
It was phenomenal.
It was not even on the defensive side of the ball, like masterful play calling. This was genuinely one of my favorite games I've watched ever. It was just watching two amazing teams beat the shit out of each other with great scheming and fantastic execution. I'm really sad that it's going to end on the blemish of the really clear offensive PI that people are for some reason arguing. And then the Will Howard making a mental mistake at the end, right? Because like this game was nearly perfect.
It was so good.
It was so good, dude. It had everything you want.
Literally everything. It was phenomenal, except for botched extra points and missed field goals. And
but I mean, that's part of college football, right? And
it is.
It is. As an Oregon fan, I didn't want that. As a football fan, that's the shit I want.
Yeah, no, it's great. And it made for a total, it was awesome. Just phenomenal football game. Yeah. I want to point out that onside kick is something that I've been calling for all season for Colorado to do. That exact one.
One of my most embarrassing moments is that happened to me in high school. A guy kicked it square at me, and because I was talking shit to him because he couldn't kick the ball very far, and so I was just talking mad shit because that's what I did, right? And it was like kind of in good fun, like I wasn't like actually talking shit, but and he came up and he just booted one right into my elbow and they recovered it. And I came up to the next time. He's like, gonna talk shit again. I was like, no,
we're good. You made your point.
You proved your point. I felt like I couldn't imagine doing that on a national stage.
Well, the funny thing is we've all talked about that like just in jest over years. Like, why don't they just kick it at the front dude when he's not like,
Yeah.
and then
It's an offensive lineman 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Or it's a lineman of some sort.
Not somebody who's going to be expecting a fucking line drive at their dome, dude.
well,
Right
you
at
could
the
tell
soul.
the way he jumped too, like he saw a mouse, like
Yeah.
just in the air, just like
He's like a cartoon.
Yeah, dude.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
It's
Great
good work.
football game.
Mateo Uiagalelei had a coming out party, man.
Yes, he did.
That kid was
I mean, I was not happy with Jordan
everywhere.
Birch going out, but then I was like, wait a minute, this is Kayvon Thibodeau being out 2.0.
Yeah. Yeah,
And boy, howdy did Mateo show up, dude. He had a fucking
dude.
day.
Showed up, dude.
Well, and having Bossa back as well, like
Yeah, that was huge.
Have
The
to cancel. Of course,
defense-
he's your MVP. He's fucking Islander. Of course, he's your MVP of the game. Chris comes in MVP of my game. Of course, Chris, we know.
he did get the only sack for Oregon. I think he got the only sack of the game.
Yeah.
he had 2 tackles for
huge
loss.
tackles.
Like-
Both of those tackles for loss. First was the sack. The second was that third down.
Yep.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Like just phenomenal football out of Mateo. Good for him. Dude.
Chris says I could have gone with DG by that logic. You could have, but you're a contrarian, so you're going with Mateo. So
Yeah, we didn't expect you to go DG. All right.
yeah, come on. That's the easy pick, Chris. You got to be different.
Someone else that I saw that was just like breaking through the line was Amari Washington. Like he was handling like 2-man
I mean,
blocks
here's the thing.
handily.
Yeah,
Like,
here's
just
the thing.
getting through them.
Ohio State got 141 yards on the ground. 53 of those came on one rush, right? So this is
Yeah.
the story of Oregon's rush defense. They'll give up chunk plays occasionally, but on every other play, you're going to get fucking stuffed.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're aggressive.
Mhm.
They're and this is Dan Lanning to a T. They are aggressive. It's how he was at Georgia.
Georgia.
It's how he is now. It's part of his identity. He is aggressive. That's why when people say take the points, when he's like going for it on 4th down and 2 or whatever, I'm not like that. I get the want to get the field goal out. But like I'm like, this is his identity, and this is what the Ducks, this is what the players have flocked to, right? Like this is this is why he gets these players, and this is why the players love him so much and will run through a wall for him, because he puts his trust in them.
Yeah.
Right. And like he is aggressive with them. He lets his playmakers make plays, and I will live and die by that too. Like
You're going to live and die by it.
it's gonna bite you in the ass, but
It's
Dan
gonna
Lanning
bite
knows
you in
that.
the ass. But it's also going to win you football games.
Yeah.
down
Like
the
this
road.
one.
Yep. and they went for a 4th down and goal from inside the 5 and didn't get it in this football game. That a lot of people are saying you kick that, and then we're not even talking about the offensive pass interference because they need to get a touchdown at that point.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, valid point. But they also botched an extra point and went for 2 and then missed a field goal. Like, you can point to a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I don't think being aggressive is something to shy away from.
Yeah. And I mean, you got it like 4th and 5. Jordan James was averaging 5 yards a carry. He's getting that. Like, and then then you got 7 on the board. Why take 3 when you can go get 7? Like,
Yeah.
and then he trusts his defense to go back there and get it. And that's what they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I think
One side
Chris
of that argument is, yeah, they're up 4 if they get that field goal, but they're up 8. Like, you literally can't lose
Yeah.
at the end of that game if, like, you can go to overtime, but you can't lose the game on the last drive if they got that 4th down conversion.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
And then people are praising him if it goes right?
oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Right? Like, he's a
Chris-
riverboat gambler.
Chris is talking about the amount of alumni on the sideline and how Dan Lanning has embraced the history of Oregon. Fully agree with that. Watching Kenyon Barner storm the field
With Ty Burrell.
Ty Burrell,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
In
It's
the veins,
incredible,
dude.
Yeah.
In it.
I also
Straight
think
in.
Chris in our group chat, so we can get him involved in this real quick. He did say Jordan James has really pushed himself to be like the back that we needed. Right? He's
in our
group chat.
in our text chain. Yeah.
Yeah, he pointed out that Jordan James has like taken marked steps forward.
He's
Big time back. That was
big
what
time
he
back.
said.
That's what he said. Yeah. And It's his style, right? Like he, for whatever reason, in the first few games of this season, he seemed, I don't want to say timid because he's never been timid, but he wasn't running with his hair on fire like we're seeing now. Every time he touches the ball right now, it looks like he's going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Like that's how he's running.
He gets after it. Yeah.
He's going to run through you and he doesn't care how big you are. He's running you over.
Yeah. Although I will say, I still think Noah Whittington has lost a step.
He is timid, straight up.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he's slower, but I don't think he's confident.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate because he's an incredibly talented back.
Yep, no doubt about it.
Agreed.
No doubt about it. But amazing football game on Saturday. Oregon was the better football team. This was not just a fluky 1-point win or anything. Autzen did its fucking job on Saturday.
Oh my God. You want to talk about pumping shit into my veins? I pumped it into our group chat on TikTok of just like the compilations of Ohio State fans with the tweets saying like Autzen's so tiny. I've been to Beaver Stadium, and then the compilations of Ohio State fans with their fingers in their ears, text saying this is the loudest stadium of all time. Pump that into my veins.
Yeah,
forever.
Eli's putting a lot of stuff in his veins, listener. So
I saw another another Ohio State columnist saying that they were pumping sound in. Like people just cannot fathom that stadium is as loud as it is.
It's because they've never been there before. They've never been there when it's like a non-big game, and so they don't understand that Autzen's sound system is too shitty to pump noise.
Even the new one, even the new sound system is on one side of the field.
Yeah,
they don't even have speakers under the overhang. Like, they're not there. Autzen's unreal.
Yep.
Unbelievable atmosphere on Saturday. Josh Pate couldn't say enough good things about how loud Autzen is. And even he's like, I'm getting so much hate for this. And then I realized all the people that are hating me on this or disagreeing with my take have never fucking been there before.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Unreal. But yeah, Autzen, good fucking work. That was a retro game for Autzen Stadium. And boy, did we need it. The crowd made a difference. So many false starts.
Dude. They had 5?
I think that's right. And it was straight up crowd noise.
Oh, it was, dude. And they had like 3 delay of games too. The crowd was the difference maker for sure.
Yep. And it needed to be. So this might not be the last time we talk about these two teams playing this season. But for the first one, we get to go home happy.
Yes.
On to week 8.
I wanted to go ahead.
Let's talk about the standings really quick in our internal little pick'em spreadsheet.
I didn't want to.
Because Cameron closed a gap. All right.
Cameron did close the gap. Cameron
left the trackside and got on the field and figured out how to pick some of these.
Cameron went 14-6, was the winner of the week. Eli and Chris both went 13-7, and I went 12-8.
I'm still winning overall.
Yeah, the gap's to 2 now. So.
Gap's to 2 to both me and Cameron. Chris did miss a week, so he's a ways back. And then in the spread, Eli and I both went 11-7-2. Cameron went 13-5-2. And Chris went 19-8-2. Cameron has taken the lead in the spread bets.
Dang. Look at you, Cameron.
Just
out here. You're a local degenerate.
Local degenerate.
And Eli's on a 4-game heater in the best bets.
Yeah, baby.
And I'm sitting at 11-5 on the season.
Nice.
I got it though. I'm ruining it for you.
Hey, you know what? It's okay. Jimmy will keep me going.
Yeah, straight up.
You can win one, he can lose one. It'll feel good either way. Keep that gap.
All right, on to week 8. Starts on Friday with Oregon. Short week. and they have to travel east. Their farthest road trip of the season thus far, going to Purdue for a Friday night Big Ten tilt. Ducks are favored by, let me make sure this is still accurate, 27.5. Other than Saturday, where they were underdogs and won at home, Oregon has failed to beat the spread at all this season. No, that's not true. They've beat the spread against Oregon State.
Did they also beat it against Michigan State?
They did not.
No, they did not. That's right.
By 3 points.
That garbage touchdown at the end.
Both UCLA and Michigan State were 3 points. They missed it by. Friday night game, Purdue figured out their quarterback situation. It seems like I'm taking the Ducks, and the Ducks big, but they're not going to cover by, you guessed it, 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, I always as a Duck fan, especially after something like this, after a program gets a signature win like this, you worry about the hangover game, especially on a short week. I have
on the road.
On the road across 2 time zones. I'm picking Oregon. Purdue covers, though. I think this game got a lot scarier since the win.
Yeah, I have Oregon. I think that this spread, after seeing those teams, would be better set at 21.5.
I'd pick Oregon at that.
And I would
too.
too.
24-point win.
I think it is too. So I got Purdue beating the spread, losing by only 21, and that not really being a good outlook of the game. I think Oregon looks a lot more dominant than by 21 points.
Drummer Duck, any win is a good win in this game. Just get the W and come home. That's what this one is.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to look good. I don't care how it looks. If it's a 7-point win, I'm going to be scared. But if it's like the UCLA game where you come out, you score 21 points in the first 3 possessions, and then you hit the cruise button for the rest of the game, fine.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, this coaching staff, they're really good about preparing and motivating. I think we've seen that outside of truly, really like 1 or 2 games over Dan Lanning's years. The team comes out ready to play. Yeah, sometimes they lay kind of an egg, but like most of the time they're ready to play the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about this one. It's one of these. We would worry about those Pac-12 games because there'd be a random weirdness that would happen in the Pac-12. I just want to get this one, make it nice and comfy. In the first half and cruise home.
Drummer Duck just brought up a good point. It is a Tim Brando game, so it looks like I'm gonna pull up the Jerry Allen broadcast.
Yep.
To listen to that.
I mean, it kicks off at what time? 6 Mountain. So I'm going to be right in the middle of, I'm going to have it on my phone on silent anyway. So
yeah,
got kids' bedtime. Hopefully I don't have to pay attention really. Like I can watch the replays and highlights and call it a day. I want to mail it in.
Sit down the quarter. They're up by 3.5 scores.
Yeah.
I want to mail this one in on Friday.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nebraska at Indiana. 5-1 Nebraska going to 6-0 Indiana. Indiana's a 6.5-point favorite. This is where the domino falls for me.
For all of us. I don't know if you looked at the sheet.
Yeah. Yep.
All of us have picked Nebraska to win this game. I agree with you. This is the first time Indiana's truly faced like an opponent that can play. Like truly play the game, right? Like, and Nebraska's not great by any means, but like this is the first, like, especially defense. Like this is the first like defense that they've had to face. I expect this to be kind of the wake up call for Indiana.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. Like Indiana can hang, but I think they're gonna lose.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Wisconsin travels to Northwestern.
Wisconsin.
All of us across the board.
Across the board.
Wisconsin -7 is the line. We all took that and the line. UCLA, man, this Bruins team has some travel this year.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Getting some miles,
they're the team
baby.
that travels the most in the entire country. The
Except
entire
for Hawaii.
Is that
I think
don't
it was.
know.
I think there was an asterisk that said besides Hawaii. But
Contiguous
I thought
48 team.
yeah.
yeah.
I think I seem to remember that. I may be wrong, but I think Hawaii does travel a little more. But UCLA going as far as you can go to
Unreal,
Rutgers. Dude. Rutgers is a 3.5-point favorite, and because of that travel, that's a fucking 5-hour flight, dude. That's
6.5 point favor is what you have in the spreadsheet right now.
It's now 3.5.
Oh, 3.5. It's changed
by a lot.
Doesn't matter. I'm still picking Rutgers in this game.
And now I'm especially picking Rutgers.
I'm clear. I was debating a spread pick here. Now I'm very much not debating a spread pick here.
Yeah,
because this has a feeling of like a 10-point Rutgers win to me.
Yeah,
so I was like debating, like, yeah, maybe I'll throw out a UCLA pick just to be a little different here, but not a win, but a spread pick.
Yeah.
Yep. Michigan at Illinois, top 25 battle. Don't know why Michigan's still ranked. Actually, I do. They are ranked because of the M.
Yeah. Any other team, they are not anywhere near this top 25.
I think Illinois wins this game outright.
I do too.
Yep.
Chris has Michigan. I kind of hope Illinois wins this game for a couple reasons. First of all,
you can get your slap out of the way.
I can get the slap out of the way before the Oregon game next weekend that we are attending.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, I do not want any realm of possibility where an Oregon loss to Illinois is the reason I fucking get slapped, because that's like double bad.
No, I wouldn't do that to you, buddy. I would wait.
It's still the reason I get slapped.
True.
Yeah.
No matter when the slap happens.
Yeah, you can slap him in Wisconsin. We all know
at that point, we're live streaming from Autzen, and that's where you're slapping me.
Fair.
But that's not happening. Or not. This is not. I'm not even. I take it all back. It's not happening.
But no, they're gonna beat Michigan. So
they're gonna beat Michigan. You can slap me next Wednesday when you pick me up at the airport.
Cool. Just walk up in front of all the airport people. Whap!
As long as you're blasting Peaches.
Yeah, of course. That's a
given.
Tradition at this point.
Yeah, it's a given. Anyway, we all have Illinois except for Chris. USC at Maryland. Boy, did USC and UCLA, do they just like join forces and combine on a flight? Because holy shit, they're both going
might as well,
ways.
Dude.
I mean, talk about two teams that hate each other trying to be on the same plane, but
right.
USC -7 is the line. I'm picking USC only because Maryland's so bad.
Yeah, I don't know why Maryland is as bad as they are, but they are, so I'm picking USC across the board. Yes.
Oh,
Chris, I meant see
to bring that up.
USC troll.
I meant to bring that up. The Penn State USC troll. I don't know if you guys saw this, but you can buy into, like, you can pay $1,800 or something to run out on the field with the team at USC.
It's kind of what you're behind the team, but
you can run out on the field.
Yeah. In pregame.
Yeah, in pregame. And there's no rules. So a bunch of Penn State fans bought into this and ran out on the field in all their Penn State gear. So I bet they're going to
hilarious.
I bet they're going to institute some new rules.
Hilarious.
I love it.
No, apparently, according to the guys who did it, like USC was super accommodating of them doing it.
That checks out.
Which I mean, kind of great. Honestly, they're like, yeah, we don't care. Like, you paid us $1,800. You can run out whatever the hell you want.
No. That is some USC shit that I am not.
Yeah,
on
that
board
is true. Torsten, you definitely need to put one Penn State guy running out behind the USC team on their entrance into college football 25.
Yes,
Just one
100%.
Penn State guy every game. It doesn't matter. Just one Penn State dude.
Yeah, yeah. USC, Oregon. You got a Penn State fan running out behind USC.
I hope that
Oh, yeah.
becomes the new like traveling crimson flag for game day. Just like some LA-based Penn State fan pays to run out after them for every home game.
That would be hilarious.
The
dude.
school should pay for it.
Honestly, like
Absolutely.
It's a recruiting pitch at that point.
yeah,
You're in LA, baby. Part of Big Ten.
yeah.
Fantastic. Iowa at Michigan State. Iowa's.
Oh, he says this may not be a difficult task. So Torsten, get on it.
Okay, you've set the bar now. It needs to
I can't wait for that patch note.
It's just Penn State fan. You just got to wait and find the Easter egg.
Yeah.
Everybody will know what it is, but I love it. I love it. Iowa at Michigan State. Iowa's a 6.5 point favorite now. I got the Hawkeyes.
Hawkeyes.
And I think
Ooh.
big.
I
Yeah.
think big as well.
Aiden Childs has not looked like the guy
Correct.
You're not that
So-
guy, pal.
against a really good Iowa defense. I think he's going to struggle.
Colorado travels to Arizona. This is not an unfamiliar foe.
No, it is not.
Arizona's a 3.5 point favorite, and I can't figure out why, because Travis Hunter's playing in this game. So is Jimmy Horn. And this Arizona defense is not good.
They're not good.
Swiss cheese.
I think this
Shador is
be
going
a
to torch this
lights
team.
out. I think it's going to be a lights out game for both teams. Like I could see T-Mac and Fafita having a big game too. This could be like whoever has the ball last, but I'm picking CU. I think Shador is better than Fafita. And obviously Travis Hunter. I don't know. Travis Hunter may not be a better wide receiver than T-Mac, but he's a better overall player. But he's not a better pure wide receiver. But I mean, Shador is playing outside his damn mind right now. So I'm picking CU in this one.
Yeah.
Yep. And so's Chris. I think this might be the first time that Chris is picking Colorado.
Yeah.
So that's that. Oklahoma State at BYU. That is another Friday night battle that will kick off around halftime of the Oregon-Purdue game. BYU -9 is the line, and I am taking BYU with Oklahoma State covering.
Why?
I don't know. I
Gut
like for
feeling?
some reason I just can't. I can't buy that Oklahoma State's that bad, and I also can't buy that BYU's that good.
That's totally valid. BYU at home right now is one of the best home field advantages in college
I
football.
can't disagree with that.
I'm going BYU all the way.
Yeah, I'm taking BYU across the board.
So, oh no, Chris is going the Jamie line here.
Yeah, he picked okay on the spread.
Nice. We're right. You're wrong. It's fine. Arizona State at Cincinnati. One of these new Big 12 battles. Gundy got headbutted by a cow. What? Is that real?
No way is that real.
Somebody look that up. No, it's not. You cannot.
Yeah, OSU head coach injures eye after running with his cattle. Oklahoma State's Mike Gundy's eye full of blood after cattle accident. Mike Gundy got headbutted.
He had to do his availability this week via Zoom.
Oh my god, dude.
And you
I
think that's going to
can't
make them
believe
play
that.
better, Chris?
Oklahoma
You picked them in
State
the
by a
spread.
million. Oh, that's the funniest shit. I've
BYU
heard.
by a million. The coach can't see the on the field.
No, that's
Yeah,
making it
dude.
better. Mike Gundy sucks this year.
If you can't see what he's playing, it'll play or calling, it'll be better.
Yeah.
True. Just script him out.
He checks out.
Oh, that's wild. Arizona State at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a 3-point favorite. I
Don't
get that Cincinnati's playing a little better. They
they're
just
playing at
beat
home.
UCF, and they're at home. but Arizona State's playing really good football right
They're
now.
playing really good football right now. I really like what Arizona State's doing. I'm picking ASU all the way.
And they have the best running back name in football. Cam Scatterboo is awesome.
Dilly has
an
them boys
absolute
doing
cheat
something.
code in CFB 25.
The Fighting Dillies.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas State at West Virginia. Kansas State is a 3-point favorite. I don't know why I put West Virginia.
Are you picking like a 1-point win?
I was sitting there looking at your pick because Jamie picked Kansas State to win, West Virginia to cover.
That was a typo.
That's a weird cover, Jamie.
That was a weird cover. Kansas State's going to win this by 10 plus.
Watch, they win it by 1 now.
With how this is going for me, that is 100% what's going to happen.
Fair. Yeah, I'm picking Kansas State all the way.
Yeah.
Across the board, everybody. Alabama at Tennessee. This game's always entertaining, but now it's even more entertaining because both of these teams are struggling at the moment. We lost Eli. He'll be back.
Lost him.
What are we at? 2 hours ish? Yep. That's about right.
Yeah, it's 1:40, 1:48 usually on the recording is where he jumps out really quick for a pee break, I guess.
Alabama at Tennessee. Again, this one always slaps. This is one of the environments that Josh Pate had as louder than Autzen, which is Neyland, a couple years ago against, guess who? Alabama. I am picking Bama, but I'm not confident in it.
I'm picking Bama. I'm fairly confident right now. I think Tennessee over the last couple of weeks has been really exposed.
So is Bama.
Yeah, so is Bama. I think Tennessee has been worse, right?
That's a pretty alarming take, to be honest with you.
Okay. The Tennessee's been worse than Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama lost to Vanderbilt and should have lost to South Carolina at home.
Yeah, I mean Vanderbilt's actually good though, which is weird, but I just think weird. I'm taking this Alabama defense over what Tennessee's like completely stifled offense right now. So that's
I picked them, so I agree with you. But
yeah.
This is one of those like I'm like waiting for a train wreck in this game just because it feels like both of these programs they're both 5-1, they're both fully in the playoff conversation still.
Yeah.
And both of their fan bases are acting like the sky is fucking falling. So it's gonna be entertaining football on Saturday. And again, we got another Saturday where we don't have to worry about Oregon playing. So that's nice.
Which would be great. That'd be nice.
I do have to worry about Colorado, so that's a bummer. But yeah, this one's going to be entertaining and fun to watch. LSU at Arkansas. Can the Razorback magic continue?
No, none of us think so.
Correct.
Not at all.
No. I think this one's pretty ugly. The line's LSU -2.5, which is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. That seems really low. And I'm a certified hater. And that seems really low.
I'm at this point
LSU big.
At this point, I'm rooting for LSU to win out, be like a top 4 seed, win the SEC, and just get absolutely curb stomped in the playoffs because Brian Kelly be like that.
You know what? That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real good point.
Like, it would be great, actually.
Yeah.
Have LSU at like 2 or 3 in the rankings and then just absolutely get shit on.
By the group of 5 team.
Yeah. Be fantastic. Georgia at Texas.
Happens the same time as the Formula One sprint race at the at COTA.
I can't fucking wait for this weekend to be over.
US Grand Prix, and is the perfect appetizer going into racing on Sunday.
Keep staring at the camera.
They got game day. They have game day
on
too.
your butts.
They got game day also going to this.
I don't know if they covered F1. That's cool.
You know what's crazy is
cool.
Austin City Limits was last weekend Could you imagine if it was this weekend? That would be
They fully had to schedule Austin City Limits around this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Had to.
Well, I mean, there's a Formula One race this weekend. Like that alone.
I think one year they had Austin City Limits and the Formula One race at the same time.
I think
and it was a lot because COTA gets like 440,000 people to show up to the race.
Dude, I want to go.
And Texas gets almost 100,000 to their stadium. It's gonna be nuts.
Which is only a quarter as many that'll be at the F1 race.
True. Texas is a 3.5 point favorite. I've got them winning and covering. Yeah. Georgia almost lost to Mississippi State last week at home. I'm not buying Georgia this year.
I am picking Georgia for one reason and one reason only. This season has chaos written all over it, and it feels like this is the game. It just feels like this is the one that Texas dropped. It's a total gut feeling of like Georgia hasn't looked good. People are starting to count them out a little bit. Texas looks unstoppable. It's Steve Sarkisian versus Georgia. Like this just feels like the game that Texas drops for me.
Georgia's going to fucking win this football game, and then they're going to jump Oregon to be the number one team in the country. Because
I would
that's
fucking riot, dude.
That's
I'm burning the
That's
place
how this
down.
goes. That's how it's going to happen.
I know, dude. They'll never put Oregon at one. They'll never do it, man. Or Ohio State will jump back into number one.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I think Eli, you might have a point on any other time that they were playing in Austin, but Danny Rick's not on the field anymore. He's not racing anymore the rest of the season. So Texas isn't going to be distracted by his ambiance. So they're going to be fully clued in on this game, and then just wait to worry about F1.
Wait, is there a Formula One race?
This weekend, same weekend.
Oh,
same weekend.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, in Austin.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I don't know. I honestly don't know what the organizers are going to do without having the Texas Longhorn marching band there or the cheerleaders. So I just don't know. I just don't know.
Yep.
Chris picked Georgia as well.
He did. He's going full chaos mode.
I like it.
Kentucky at Florida, now a push. It says Florida off again. I don't know what that means still, but 2, 3, and 3 teams fighting for bowl eligibility. I'm taking the Gators.
I'm taking the Gators at home as well.
Yeah, Gators because they're at home.
Chris is taking Tucky, according to the spreadsheet.
Tucky.
Florida State goes to Duke. This is only on here because it is so entertaining to watch Florida State be an absolute train wreck.
I'm picking Duke, man.
Dude, I love it. I
think Duke is looking like a decent team. Florida State's looked like absolute garbage. Why not? Fuck it, man.
Love the pick.
Let's just live this one out.
I've died on this hill of of my however many losses I have, 34. Almost a quarter of them are Florida State because I just can't believe that they're as bad as they are.
That's fair, man. That's fair.
And I'm just going to die on this hill, I guess, this season.
This is going to be your downfall.
Pick them till they win.
I'm picking Florida State, and I can't give you a good reason why.
Nope.
I love it.
I think that Florida State, they're winning by 5.
Cameron's even go with the score. They just have to win for you to win the spread bet. They have to win by a point.
Win by 5. Some weird score.
I don't. Yeah, it's almost must see TV just to see if it's actually still that bad.
You gotta watch it. It's like watching a train wreck.
It is literally watching a train wreck. That's the only. Yeah, so weird.
It's weird to watch, man.
It's weird. Notre Dame. Miami at Louisville. Miami struggle the last 3 weeks.
Miami
last
should
2
have
games.
2 losses.
Miami should be 4-2. Louisville is 4-2. Miami is a 4.5 point favorite. And all of that being said, I think they come out and they win this game by double digits.
Yeah, I think they've heard the haters and the doubters, and Cristobal is going to get them up and playing.
Coming off a bye.
Yeah. I think they win by the smallest double-digit margin they can. 10.
Yup. Notre Dame at Georgia Tech. Notre Dame back into the top 12, man. This team's just chugging along after that Northern Illinois flub early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
I got Notre Dame covering the 10.5 point spread.
Yeah, I got Notre Dame. I'm picking Georgia Tech to cover. Georgia Tech is kind of that sneaky good team. So I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna keep them rolling. I've picked them to cover a lot of spreads, and they've come through for me so far. So.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame is gonna take it, but I think they only win by 6.
And Chris picks Notre Dame and Notre Dame. Let's see. SMU at Stanford. Battle of new ACC schools going up against each other. SMU is now a 16-point favorite in this one.
SMU.
Going down to the farm, I'm picking SMU big.
Europe.
Europe.
SMU is like, they look good, man.
Yeah.
SMU
Stanford
might win
does
the
not.
ACC.
They came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Freaking
Yup.
nowhere.
And in the only non-Power 5 matchup that I have on our sheet this week, we have UNLV traveling to Corvallis. UNLV is a 7.5 point favorite, and I'm picking UNLV to win and cover.
I'm picking Oregon State on a bounce back win this week.
You and your bounce backs.
You know it.
Yeah, in this battle of Las Vegas versus Core Vegas, I think Oregon State's going to win.
Well, in front of all 10 people that are going to be watching on CW.
And
Yeah.
the 13 people
Saturday
in the
night.
stadium.
Yep. That is that.
Hey, did you guys know that last year they only had half a stadium?
Wasn't that 2 years ago?
Was that 2 years ago? I don't know.
I think it was
Yes.
2 years ago.
Yeah, Oregon State, they just had half a stadium. Did you know that?
Did
they
you
only had
know
half a stadium?
when College Football 25 launched, they only had half a stadium?
Did you guys know that there's a Formula One race weekend in Austin?
I quit the show.
He hasn't done it as much as I told him to do it today.
It's because I really wanted him to think he got away with it all show.
I told him to do it like every time he talked, but he didn't listen.
Really quickly before we get too far away from it, and I know it's one of the teams is on Eli's best bets, but Navy and Army still out there doing that thing. Army's 6-0. Navy's 5-0. They just had a bye. So it might be coming together. You know,
We'll see.
keep seeing,
It's gonna
but-
the true test for both of these teams is coming up against Notre Dame.
Well, when they lose to Georgia Tech this week, you know,
No, you want Notre Dame to be like number
Yeah.
5.
I don't care. I want them both to go undefeated into the Army Navy game.
Can you fucking imagine? Like, I know we did this last week. I know we did it.
We're gonna geek out
But,
on
like-
it every week, dude. Like it's just the
Until one
closer
of
we
them
get,
loses.
and the more insane it gets. Like if it comes down to it, and they're both past, Notre Dame, and that's both of their like one loss, I'm still gonna nerd out. Like
Yeah.
so.
Oh, straight up. If both of these teams only losses to Notre Dame and they're both 11-1, like legitimately that game may still be for the playoff.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Except they will have played each other already in the American Championship. Really weird.
That's so weird.
Really weird. Chris in the chat, there's a Formula One race this weekend and you haven't talked about it. Shameful.
I'm sorry, Chris. I try to bring this stuff up, but I get shouted down by Eli. And those evil looks, and I don't know why. Like, I just want to share my love of a sport.
I think
as
you're
much
just
as he
projecting
is
your own
available
shame.
to. I don't have
think you're-
shame.
I think you're projecting your own shame in my looks. That's just my face.
No, I'm ashamed of your looks. I don't have shame because of your looks.
Good stuff.
Trevor just I don't know if he's listening or if he watched, but he just texted and goes, "Death by Smooth Moo." And I agree. That is the ACC this year. It could be.
Yeah.
He must be watching.
He must be
because if
watching.
he just texted us that out of the blue, as
I would
we were
hope that'd be
talking,
fantastic. Well, if he's watching, that little ass better get in here and say something in chat.
he's
to up
probably
our
in the
interaction.
YouTube, which we don't monitor.
Oh, he's over there.
He's got a Twitch, so
He's
he's over
there
here.
being like Tony Pollard for Alvin Kamara's fine. He's over there like Lamar Jackson for Jordan Love. That's a good trade.
He's over there
Eli,
like,
you
I
should
really
probably
liked
take it.
David Pollock on game day. He had some good takes. Like,
Gross. Don't be gross.
come over to Twitch and defend yourself, Trevor. I dare you.
You won't.
You won't.
Oh,
We're
I got a
watching on
text.
YouTube. They are on YouTube.
Yeah.
Speaking of Navy, that is Eli's best bet.
Show is.
Yeah, best bet. Navy minus 17 against Charlotte. Navy looks really good. Charlotte's pretty mid. I'm taking the service schools on this one.
Go midshipman.
Go midshipman.
I'm taking LSU -3. That line is very confusing to me.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm taking
Any road game in the
Tigers.
in the SEC though.
And
Any road game in the SEC, Jamie. Let me tell you something. That is the hardest game you'll ever play. You go
hey
on the
Cameron,
road.
did you know that there's an F1 race in Austin this
Dude,
weekend?
yeah,
go
and
to
an
Beaver
SEC team is
Stadium.
going on the road to the new SEC team. Like,
Beaver Stadium, nothing. Autzen Stadium, nothing. Try Vandy in the daytime, okay?
It's pretty good.
God.
I'm what I was gonna say after I made my best bet was this is one of Eli's like hedges. Like if I lose, it's because Brian Kelly and LSU lost. So cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But
I'll
if
take
I
that.
win, I break my losing streak on best
Hedge
bets.
away. Hedge
For sure.
away.
Well, I mean, Eli's going to get this
There's
wrong because
Trevor.
Navy's only going to win by 14. So,
Don't put
Eli
that
offered
there.
Saquon Barkley to Lamar Jackson first. That's more absurd than anything I've offered. Trevor, listen.
Listen.
I'm going to send him a warning.
Yeah, ban All Day Jones, please.
I know he said to come over to the Twitch chat.
I also offered Bucky Irving, so
Yeah. So, I don't know what you're complaining about. Sounds pretty good to me, eh? All right.
All right, that's that. Hopefully Ducks take care of business on Friday. We can all be happy watching some Formula One and football this weekend. Going to be good shit.
Good shit.
Cameron, it's your buzzer beater.
listener, we love you. Thank you. Be prepared for this Austin buzzer beater that's coming up. I'm just warning you right now. Listener and viewer, we love that you're here, except Trevor. And
Especially
June,
Trevor. We love that you're here, Trevor.
Yeah, I can take or leave him. We appreciate you guys listening. Zeta June, thank you for letting us use your music. Super producer Cameron, appreciate you making our stream look good. Now hit us with the weekend buzzer beater.
Did you guys know that there's a Formula One race in Austin this weekend, and there's a sprint race on Saturday during all of the games? So, you better have at least 4 TVs for this weekend.
Deuces.
Fire.